be interested to know how to prevent things like this from happening in the future, because all pandemics follow a pattern. This has happened in all the pandemics that have happened in the past have been caused by something called zoonosis. And this word is defined as an infectious disease caused by a pathogen or infectious agent such as a bacterium, virus, parasite, or prion that has jumped from a non-human animal, usually a vertebrate, to a human. Typically, the first infected human transmits the infectious agent to at least one other human, who in turn infects others. And this was the case with the Spanish flu back in 1918, and it's also the case with COVID-19. These were both viruses, and they started in flocks of animals, usually because the animals were animals that people were raising to eat, and so they kept the animals in close concentration, like they kept cows or pigs or chickens, and in a lot of them in one area. So once one of them got a disease, it was easy for it to spread to the whole flock, and then it would spread to the humans tending the animals. Sometimes the pathogen was spread by actually eating the meat of the animals, but usually it was from just handling the animals or handling the meat. And this is why I want to make the case in this speech that if people worldwide all try to move toward a more plant-based diet and not eat animals anymore, but eat plants, I think we'd see a lot fewer pandemics. Another exhibit I want to show to you is this one here. Shows different pathogens, the worst epidemics in recent history. It shows the name of the pathogen, and has a picture of the type of animal that it spread from. We've all heard about the wet markets and how when people have these markets outdoors where they sell especially raw meat, how that can be a big vector for pathogens. And this chart shows the country of origin of these diseases, and also the number of people infected by them, and the number of deaths from those pathogens. Now, I was told by a friend that there's one mistake in this chart, that for all of these except for COVID, the numbers of infections and deaths are global numbers, whereas for COVID they only listed the infections and deaths for those in the United States. And I was told that the correct number, the correct number for the U.S. is much greater than that, and I'll find that number for you. That it's the current number is nearly 36 million infected and over 1 million deaths worldwide, not just in the U.S. but worldwide, for COVID-19, which is caused by it's caused by the virus that's called SARS-CoV-2. And so next, the next thing that was found out was a report that was done by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, where they said they found that certain meats in grocery stores can transmit this virus just by touching the meat. It says a September 6th study titled Long-Term Survival of Salmon-Infected SARS-CoV-2. And the study says that several outbreaks of COVID-19 were associated with seafood markets, raising concerns that fish-attached SARS-CoV-2 may exhibit prolonged survival in low-temperature environments. It was stated that you don't get the virus from swallowing it, but infected meat acts as what's called a fomite. That is a contaminated surface, just like a dirty door handle or a toilet handle. Fomites are the reason why we use hand sanitizer. And the reason these studies need to be taken seriously is that fomites transfer viruses to our hands and then to our faces and eyes, etc., in a process called auto-inoculation. And so now comes a chance to use the word of the day, how we can boost our immune systems. Well, a plant diet is a time. Okay, well, a plant diet is very good for boosting the immune system, a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. And to get information about how to eat a healthy vegetarian diet, which is good for our health and for the animals and for the environment, I recommend the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine at this website here. Thank you.
All right, man, that was great information. And I think if there's one thing that we could all benefit from learning more about in these times, it's pandemics. So definitely appreciate you giving us the input that you did in your speech, How to Prevent Future Pandemics.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. So we also had a third e-learn speech lined up. I'm assuming, Saurabh, you actually were